The first part of our 10 steps to master WordPress starts with just cleaning up the dashboard. This is where you're going to log in every day, so we want it to look nice and tidy. We can review our notifications starting at the top, and we don't need WordPress experts for $29 because we have us here. And we're going to configure the analytics later when we set up Google Analytics, I believe in part 4 of this series. Yep. And then we're going to get rid of WP Forms. We're not going to use that plugin. And when you see something that says this theme recommends the following plugins, Elementor and Ocean Extra, it means do it if we like our theme, and we definitely do like Ocean WP. So we'll make sure to install those plugins later on. Next, we can just come down and remove the Jetpack notification. We are going to keep Welcome to WordPress because this is a nice little quick menu. And the rest of this looks great. You can also drag and drop pieces of your WordPress menu if that makes you happier when you log in to see one thing as opposed to another. Like maybe we don't want to see that, but we want to see the at a glance, how many posts, pages, comments we have. Maybe we like keeping track of that. So that's how to do it. Dashboard should look a little bit neater now. And next up, we just want to come on down to updates. So step 2, go to updates. Anytime you see that red circle, it means you got to click there. Something will be updating and you want to keep plugins and your theme up to date for security and performance. It says everything's up to date, so no action needed right now. Alright, so the third step is just to click on posts, and I'm going to walk you through the bread and butter of why everyone loves WordPress. Alright, so the first thing we get is a default post that WordPress made for us. Really nice of them, but we don't want it. Let's trash it. You can always get a post back once you trash it. You just need to open up the trash and reinstate it. Alright, so now let's click Add New at the top, and this is how most of us add a new blog post, or you could just click Add New on the left navigation. Same thing. So let's do a quick walk through the WordPress post editor here. First thing you want to do with the WordPress post is a title, and the first post I recommend everyone have over the years, which works best, is a welcome to the blog post. This way you can tell people what to expect, what your goals are, where you've physically been in the world, and just generally your game plan for the blog. So we're going to call our blog Bluehost Banter. It's going to be all about people talking, ranting, raving, appreciating whatever they want to do for Bluehost. And that's because our website is Bluehost Website WP. Alright, next up, your post obviously needs some body text, but if you don't have anything to write right now, a good place to go is called Pan Ipsum. And this is where developers just get dummy text on anything like, cats, whatever you want to do, coffee, and J.R.R. Tolkien glossary. So you always got to know more Harry Potter spells. Just click Generate Ipsum and you'll get this interesting blend of any categories you choose. Alright, so we have some Harry Potter coffee here. Copy it, come back to the post, and just right click and paste it in. Beautiful. You can always style your text if you want. Maybe you have a heading for a chapter. To style it, just highlight it and click paragraph and then change it to a bigger heading like 1 or 2. You can also go all the way down to 3, 4, 5, 6 if you have subheadings. Alright, so navigating through all of the WordPress tools here, you can of course make some text bold at the start. It's pretty cool. And italicize it if you need it. You can easily make a bulleted list just by separating a few items like such and then highlighting them and clicking bulleted list or numbered list. You can insert a quote just by highlighting some more text and clicking the block quote, and it will put, well, in this case it put the whole paragraph into a quote, but if you want to put just some text into a quote, then just separate it, I guess, from the rest of the pack. Alright, that wasn't that smooth, but you get the picture. Of course, you can always center, left align, and right align. Those are very self-explanatory. And perhaps most importantly, you can insert, edit a link. To do that, just click on your anchor text and highlight it. Like that, you could just double click a word, or you can highlight specific words. Click the insert edit link, then grab a link from somewhere you want people to go, like maybe Bluehost. Then just click in the URL bar to highlight it, right click, copy, come back to your post, and right click, paste. You can click the gear to give yourself an open link in a new tab, so it'll open in a new browser tab. And you can also change the link text right here before you then go ahead and update it, and the link will go live. Alright, so that's pretty cool. The insert read more tag is for if you want to actually control what parts of your text show up on a homepage snippet. But a better way to do that nowadays is to use screen options excerpt. Once you click the excerpt box, you're going to get a section that lets you customize the excerpt of your post that shows on your homepage, your category pages, and so on and so forth. Just write that little snippet in right here. Alright, not bad guys. Next we can click on the kitchen sink and we get all these other tools. Strike through, horizontal, text color is important, and then some lesser used tools over here that I'd be happy to explain to you in the comments. Of course, remember you can also use Command or Control X, Z, V to do all sorts of things like undo, cut, paste, copy, and so on and so forth. That's all the same as Microsoft Word. And in a lot of ways, WordPress is very similar to Microsoft Word. Before our post goes live, we need a category. So let's call this category Tech Talk and just add new category. You can have as many as you want. Tags are smaller than categories, so if the category were desserts, then tags would be brownies, cookies, candies, chocolate chips, and so on and so forth. And last but not least, we need a featured image which represents our post, so why not have one of us at the computer, because we're writing about Bluehost, banter, appreciation, reviews, all that. So I have one of me at the computer already. I'm going to show you how to upload that image one more time in case you missed it. Just X out of here. So all you do, you don't need to highlight anything. You just need to put your mouse where you want the image to go. So if it's going in the post, you could put it like right here. But in our case, it's a featured image, so it's not going in the post. It's just going to be the post thumbnail when it appears somewhere else and people can click on it. So anyways, to upload that image, just click Set Featured Image, Upload Files, Select Files, and it will search your computer. Then you just need to find the right image. So I could find some Vantage images and, get a really cool slider photo or maybe just an icon, whatever you want to use. You can just pop it right onto the site. Then once you find the right image, just make sure to click open and it'll come onto your site and you can find it in the media library. You just need to click on it then to highlight it and then click Set Featured Image and it'll populate right here. Pretty cool. If you want to instead put an image in the blog post, we can see how to do that. Just go ahead and put your mouse where you want it, like we said before. And now I'm going to take you to a secret tool that I use to get a lot of my images in blog posts called Pixabay. Alright, so on Pixabay they have all these amazing images. Alright, lots of animals, nature, human beings doing cool stuff. And all you need to do to grab one of these images is just click on it. You can click the categories if you want more donuts, for example. You get more donuts. Who doesn't? And then you can just get the free download by clicking free download. It'll ask what size, so 1920 is good. Click download. Just fill in the CAPTCHA and download it and name it. Save it. Then come back to your post and find wherever your mouse was left. Just make sure you're clicking in the right place where you want the image to go. Click Add Media, Upload Files, select Files again. Now you might have to go to your Downloads folder or wherever you get your images. So in my case, it's in Documents right now. Click the image, click Open, and you'll have a beautiful image ready to go. There's a couple settings here that you can change, like where the image is aligned, if it has a link on it, and the size. And for size, I was going with full size. Highest resolution and insert into post. Beautiful, and now we can finally publish and see how our post looks. Alright, and of course you're going to want to view post to see how it looks. Let's click View Post in the upper nav. And there we go. We have me talking about something, and then this really cool blog post with a lot of the WordPress features. Comments are turned on, so feel free to leave one down there, and that is how to create a WordPress blog post. I personally really like the simplicity of this post, how the images, the header, the text are all aligned, and these nice little author details, post date, category, and comments link. But if you think this post looks a little bit too simple, then you're gonna like later on when we learn how to make a custom post template with Elementor. So stay tuned for that later on in the video. All right, let's go back to our dashboard by clicking in the upper left. And step 4 of mastering WordPress is just understanding media. So click on media, and all you need to really understand about media is it's here and it has a link. If you click on one of our images, every image you upload to WordPress gets a URL. You can share this link to other people if you want to just share one image. You would just right click, copy it, and then you can paste it in a browser to see the whole size. Or maybe you want someone to right click, save image as to download it, they can do that. Or of course, you can put that link in an email or a text message. Super simple. Let's click on the black space to get out of those medias, and we're done with step 4. Step 5 is just to go to pages. So pages are a lot like posts. We have a sample one which we want to trash, and they give us a privacy policy which we're going to leave, and then you and your lawyer can write that in later, or maybe you can just copy paste a good one you find online. And I'm just going to show you now how to add a new page. So just like a post, you just go to add new. All right, and then you just give it a title, like about. You give it some content, like this page is about me and YouTube, I suppose. And then you're going to go down. You can give it a featured image if you want. However, pages with their featured images won't show up in as many places as posts. Posts generally show up on the home page, so you want that nice featured image next to the snippet of text. But pages, not as essential to do the featured image. It is, however, essential to choose a template. So make sure you choose the right one, and in our case, default is going to look good for now. We can leave it at default and just publish it. All right, cool. Now we can click View Page, just like we viewed our post. And there we have a very simple page. Back to the dashboard we go. For step 6 of our Mastering WordPress, we're going to skip comments. That's pretty self-explanatory. When you get comments, they're going to come in there. We're going to skip WP Forms, because I don't think we're going to use that. And we're going to hover on Appearance and click Menus. Step 6 is all about menus, and menus are something no one knows how to create until you make one, and then it becomes really easy. So to make a menu, you just got to give it a name, like main menu, and click Create Menu. Some WordPress themes will have a menu the moment you start publishing pages. It'll just show up on your homepage, but that's really just WordPress guessing how things should look. By creating a menu, you actually control how things look, and you can control the order of your pages. So all you need to do is choose from your pages and add to menu. Then, of course, you can choose a custom link, which is where we want to add our homepage. And to get our homepage, you just need to copy your URL from the URL bar, or you can write it in. All right, so you're doing great. Making a custom link here. Oops, I just copied and then copied again. Copy and paste. So that's super simple. And then you can put in the link text of home and add to menu. Very cool. And now we can drag and drop. If you want to create a drop down, you could indent a menu item, but we just want our home to be in the first position and about to be next. Lastly, for your menu, just choose a location. So for ours, we're just going to choose main, see how that looks, and save menu. And if you wanted to put in categories to your menu, like all your posts about beaches or travel or food, then you can pick categories like Tech Talk when you're creating a post, assign them to the post, and then choose them right here. All right, let's check out our site now, because we should have a beautiful menu. And we do in the main location, so perfect. Great job. All right, let's go back to our dashboard, and step 7 is going to be clicking on Appearance. If you click on Appearance, it's the same thing as clicking on Themes. Appearance is where you get to try out new themes that WordPress provides for free. So all those thousands of themes you heard about that you get with WordPress are now yours. And to use them, you just want to click this big plus that says Add New. So all these themes listed here in featured, popular, and so on are free. You just need to click on them. And most of them are free. I'm pretty sure all of them are free. But if you find one that's not, then just let me know. and you can just look at them. You can search, you can go to popular, really just search to your heart's content. We've built websites with a lot of these, like Sydney is really great for business sites. Storefront is the #1 free e-commerce theme made by WooCommerce. And there's a lot of new ones coming in every day. I like just doing a search for, coffee. You'll find some coffee themed themes or beaches. You get the picture. There is so much out there within WordPress. To use one of the themes you find, just click on the thumbnail image and then just install it with this blue button. And then if you want to use it, just click activate. We don't want to use this one now though, because we like Ocean WP so much. So we can just X out of here. And now we click back to our themes to see that new theme we just put onto our website. But it's not active, so it's just sort of sitting here. And you can always delete one of these themes you have here just by clicking on the thumbnail again, and then clicking in delete on the lower right. And click OK. And there's no harm in deleting a theme. If it's a free theme, you can always get it back. You can also hit customize. Customize is becoming the way that WordPress wants you to edit your site. So many themes come with a theme options, and customize is basically the theme options section that every theme comes with. So it's pretty much universal, and all these buttons are really useful for dictating what goes on your site. You can pretty much control everything from within customize is what I'm trying to say. So anything from a simple change like in site identity, maybe you want to call this just my amazing WordPress site. All right, and the cool thing is when you click publish, it'll update in live form on the right over here. At least it should if we refresh the page. There you go. So just something little like that, or something even bigger like changing the CSS or changing the homepage or the general options can all be done from within Customize. All right, let's X out of here now, and it's going to take us back to our little WordPress tour. In appearance, you can also mess with the widgets. Those are just the things that go in your sidebar. We're going to add a Facebook like box there later, and you can change menus, so on and so forth, but we don't usually click on the header, premium themes, or those buttons right here. All right, step 8 is to click on plugins. Now in plugins, we should have this recommendation again, saying this theme recommends, blah, 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 and we can finally install the recommended Elementor and Ocean WP Extra. So let's click Begin Installing Plugins. Just click the big radio box at the top to select all, and from bulk actions choose Install and click Apply. Perfect job. Now we can just return to plugins by clicking on plugins. Alright, so now that we've installed Elementor, it's a page builder and it wants to explain to us how to use all the tools that are drag and drop. That's what you have me here for, so we're going to skip this for now. But if you want, you could always just find this video, Getting Started with Elementor, 3 minutes overview in YouTube. It is amazing. Alright, let's close that. Let's get back to plugins. And we're going to comb through our plugins and only keep the ones that we need, because having too many plugins can slow down your site. So let's activate Akismet. I'm going to tell you a little bit about each one. That would be the free spam protector made by WordPress. We'll keep Elementor active because that's our page builder. Google Analytics by WordPress, Monster Insights, we're going to deactivate just because we're going to set up Google Analytics manually. I think everyone should know how to do that and how that works. Super easy. So we'll delete that, although it's a great plugin. Delete Hello Dolly, that one doesn't do much. We're going to deactivate Jetpack because we don't want to connect with WordPress.com. We just want to use WordPress.org. Delete and OK. And by the way, there's no negative result from deleting a plugin. Your site won't go down, especially if it's new and we're not even using the plugins. They're just sitting here unused. We can just delete them or re-add them if you want. Okay, next we want to deactivate Mojo because we already have our theme that we want. All right, although they do make great themes. Delete. Keep Ocean Extra. That lets us do more with the Ocean theme. We're going to deactivate Opt-in Monster. That would be a pop-up plugin that lets you collect more subscribers. Pretty cool. I actually use that at datablogger.org, and it helps us build our blog and build our email list. And we're going to deactivate Adobe Forms and delete it. So your screen at this point should look somewhat like mine. We have 3 amazing plugins active. And we will get a few more just sparingly as needed throughout the tutorial. Alright guys, so we're going to skip over users, although that's where you add a new user. Like if you want to add an author to your site or a contributor, that's where you do that, and you also change your password in users. And we're going to skip over tools, although that's where you would import or export a WordPress blog if you want to move your whole blog to a different location. So for step 9, we're going to click settings. Settings used to be the main headquarters of WordPress, and then a lot of it moved sort of up the menu to appearance, customize, so on and so forth. But you can still do some really cool things in settings. You can change the site title, like Bluehost website WP would be our title, which should always match the domain name. Alright, you can change the tagline, and in WordPress address, site address, you can make it have a www, which I want to do. So I'm going to add a www dot right after that second slash and do the exact same thing in site address. It is extremely important that these two look exactly the same if you want to change them, and if they don't, then your site will break. Alright, so either leave it without the www dot or add the www dot to both of them. Alright, now we're going to scroll down. We're going to leave membership unchecked because we're not a membership site. That can cause a lot of spam if it's checked. And as long as your settings look like mine, you're good to go. Just save it up. Alright. Might have to log in again, that's fine. Let's just click back to settings and finish this step. So we're now going to go to writing. And in writing, I want you to leave everything the same. Let me know if you have any questions with the writing settings, but I don't often change these. And we can click reading. Reading is where a really important step goes on, which is dictating what your homepage displays. And in our case, I want it to actually display a different page, which means that we can create content for the homepage. It won't just look like your latest post. It won't just look like a blog. So follow me along a quick process that most web designers who use WordPress do these days, and we're going to use our skills learned in the previous steps to do it. And we're going to leave the settings page open for now. What I want us to first do is just right click on pages, open in a new tab, and now click add new. Alright, great job. And what we're going to do now is just add a page called homepage and publish it. And now we're going to click add new one more time, and we're going to add a page called blog and publish that. Now we're just going to go back to our reading settings here and refresh the page so it knows that we made those two other pages. And we're going to choose your homepage displays a static page and make homepage equal to homepage and make post page equal to blog page. Now, I know we already set up a link to the homepage in our menus, and that part essentially doesn't matter. It's just a link to the front of our website. By actually creating a page called homepage, now we can use all the flexibility of a WordPress page and add content into it, and that will go on our homepage. We don't have to just rely on your latest posts, which is often the default setting for a WordPress homepage. Additionally, we have our posts now, which were on the homepage, moved over to the blog page. So once you save changes, now when you click and view your site, you'll see a homepage that we can add amazing content to so we look more like a website. All we need to do now is just go back to our menus. We can hover on the skinny nav and click menus, and we need to add that blog page to the main navigation. So choose blog, add to menu, save menu, and now people can access all of your blog posts. Alright, so basically doing that just made our blog post jump from this page over to the blog page. Super cool, again, a really professional structure that web designers use, because now our homepage is cleared out for the building. And in step 10, we're going to build something that actually looks amazing and impresses your friends and family. So let's start building. We're going to begin building out our homepage from top to bottom. Then we'll create our about page, and finally we'll create our blog page. And if we have time, we'll even add a contact page. Those are just the cornerstone pages that any website needs these days. So I thought I would just make you guys a bunch of content like we did in the past. We'd put up an image, some buttons, a title, and just sort of piece the homepage together as we thought looked good. But then I realized we've already done that. We already did a complete tutorial on how to build an Elementor website using individual blocks, and it looked pretty good. And I'm going to leave you that link beneath the video. But what if you want to make it in a little more of a ready out of the box sort of way? I figured either way, we're going to make a demo site today. Why not make a demo site that Elementor already recommends instead of one completely from scratch for people that don't have enough time, which is pretty much everyone. So bear with me and follow me to the top of the page where it says edit page and just click on that button. Now before we start building and making our website look really good out of the box, we just need to change the template to Elementor full width. Elementor full width lets us use an entire screen of Elementor page builder, but it also helps us keep the OceanWP settings, which we're going to use to control our header. This part is particularly good for controlling the logo, the menu, and how the header looks, and we'll play with that in just a second. For now, just update. And once you update the page, you can now click Edit with Elementor. Alright, so in that Elementor website video I mentioned a moment ago that I'll link to you in the notes below the video, we actually drag and drop everything in here manually, and we create an entire site in that fashion. Now, this is really good skills to have, and I just figured why do it all over again, because it's actually a lot of work. I figured as long as we're going to be making a demo website, like I said, we might as well use one of the best possible demo websites, which is of course made by Elementor. So I'm going to hit Command Z and Command Z, and we're going to get ourselves a template made by Elementor. But if you want to learn those individual Elementor website skills to really build pages from scratch, then go ahead and jump over to that video. I'll link below. For now, we're just going to click on Add a Template right here. Alright, and for this first version of step 10 that we're doing here in 10 steps to master WordPress, I thought why not choose a business website template, because that applies to so many different kinds of needs that you guys will have. So in Pages, just go ahead and search for business. And we can see in the business category, Elementor has made us a homepage, another homepage, a product page, a landing page, and some other really cool options as well. And for now, we're just going to learn how to use the homepage because I really like this page's layout. It's clearly one of the first pages that Elementor created. They have all the necessities like a circle image, a button, a bunch of featured icons, and a large hero call to action. And I think it's just an ideal place for you to start with any website that you want to make from the perspective of graphic design and user experience. So without further ado, let's test it out. Just click on the thumbnail, and now let's click Insert. Alright, and you're going to see your homepage transformed in a matter of seconds. This is pretty glorious here, guys. I wish I had some music that was like the sound of the gates of some new kingdom opening up for us here. Without doing any work at all, we get this beautiful image right here, which I guarantee you none of your audience will recognize. That's super cool. I've never seen something like that with the different overlays, the Venn diagram, and the different people. You get nice font and social icons, which match the color of the button. You got all of that when it's the Facebook color, the Twitter color, the Google color. You get a counter, get this huge hero call to action that we mentioned, you get the featured icon boxes, and at the top you get an image which matches the bottom, and you get all this describing your business. But to make this website really about our business, we need to design this homepage, and to do that we need to replace the demo content here with something that's totally your own. And I've gone ahead and created some content in advance, so it's really easy to just replace everything. For starters, we can just click on this heading at the top, and you can either replace it in the title box, or if you prefer, you can just write it right on top of the screen. You can do the same thing with the text block. Just click on top of it and go ahead and start editing. Next, let's click on the button and do as we just did. Just click on it, and then you're going to get the different sort of settings on the upper left. All you need to do is double click on the text and change that to whatever you want to say. So in our case, we're going to use this to visit Bluehost in case someone still needs to get their hosting. Maybe they're a little bit behind us and they want to catch up. This will make it easy for them. And now I'm just going to drop in our handy affiliate link to Bluehost, which is just dearblogger.org/Bluehost. You can click on the link settings if you want and open a new window and no fallout. and you can easily move the button, of course. So I think left looks great, along with the arrow and the current hover styles. Moving downwards, we can change up how these icons look, of course. Except for Elementor's done such an outstanding job choosing the icons, all I really want to do is change up the text with you guys. Okay, with our featured icon boxes done, we just need to move down and edit our hero call to action. As you can see, Elementor's done a really phenomenal job with this background gradient, but if you did want to change that, you can just click on this little 6 dots icon. We're going to say got it. You can just click style, and you'll see under background, they've chosen normal and background type of gradient. Then the first color is on the left and the second color is on the right, and it just blends them perfectly in the middle using a linear gradient. Alright, so that's just how it works. You can of course change up those settings if you want. In our case, we just need to change up the text and the text block. Okay, then the Succeed Today button will just go to the video. So for now, you can just click on that and leave the link as a pound sign. Down below, we're going to change up our counter. That's really easy, and I'm sure you get the picture by now. We're literally just clicking on top of these beautiful sections and changing up the data that we have right on top of the screen. In this case, we do need to go over to our edit counter box, and we can change the ending number to 1, which will count to 1. And then where it says theme at the bottom, we're just going to change that to 1 web host, which is Bluehost. Now we're going to click on the users box, and we're going to change that to 3 softwares, which are OceanWP, Elementor, and of course WordPress. And then in the last one, we're going to change that to literally 1 million. We're going to see if it can get all the way to 1 million. How about that? It did it, and we're going to change this to possibilities. Tough word right there. Very good, guys. We can now go down to our team box, and we're just going to change the text here to talk a little bit about the team that makes our business work. In my case, it's literally just Corey, our social media manager, John, our UX design manager, and myself. So just 3 of us. We are a 3-person team that creates cool. All right, we obviously love coffee. That's our logo at Dear Blogger. And now for the social buttons, all you need to do is just click edit on this entire element, and you can just change the Facebook by opening it and writing in your Facebook link. So ours is just facebook.com/dearblogger, and you really should go there to get answers and more free help from our community. Twitter is just going to be, so you probably get the picture. You can also just paste in your links and it'll work great. All right, so a little bit of legwork here. We can go to Google+. We just need to Google+ ourselves because no one can ever remember that link. I still love Google+ personally. I know people say that it's like gone under, but you know, what was Google supposed to do? Like not create a social network? It's just too much fun not to do it. And honestly, they've done a really cool job. It just feels a little bit weird until you get used to it. All right, then we have our Instagram. Copy that, pop it back in Elementor. Very good, and we can just delete WhatsApp because I don't have one of those, although that's awesome too. And we're gonna update that. And now our homepage is officially done. Super cool, it reflects our own content. Once you're done, just make sure to update it in the bottom. And then we're just gonna click on the hamburger icon in the upper left and then exit to dashboard. And on the dashboard, we're gonna change up some things like how our header looks and how this page title looks. So if you want to keep that gray page title, which is right beneath the header, right here, you can. I would just recommend changing the title from homepage to something like welcome to our new site. Once you update it, that will reflect on the homepage because that is the page title section. Or if you want to get rid of that page title, just come down to the OceanWP settings that we're going to learn how to use right about now. Waiting for everyone to catch up here because this is important. We're going to use OceanWP settings to change the page title by clicking title, and then you can just click disable if you want. So by default it is there, same as enabled. And that's how you would get rid of that gray bar at the top. And that's also on every page. So something to consider if you want it, or whatever you want to do. All right, of course, in OceanWP settings, this is also the place to change up how the header looks. We can just click header, and of course the header is the section up at the top above the gray bar. Now in header, you're going to see display top bar and display header. The top bar is just that really tiny white line up here that we see above that small gray line. And in our case now we want to disable it because we don't have anything to put there. And for display header, we want to enable it because we want to keep our header and update. Now when we refresh, it'll look a little bit smoother at the top. Beautiful. And we can also change up how our header looks. If we click header, you can change the style to transparent, which will make the header go on top of the content. In other words, if you have like a big image, it'll make the header just sit on top of the image because it's transparent and the image is underneath it. Or you can change it to medium and update it, and that will just look like this right here with the menu in the center. So it could be cool. Or you can change it to center, update it, we'll see what happens then. And that'll center the logo. You could also try the vertical option, update it. This will give you your navigation menu on the left-hand side of the screen, and maybe you have a lot of items, so that makes sense to have them in its own column. And it'll also put the logo on the left as well as the search bar. So it's pretty cool. But the option I like most is full screen. When you choose the header style of full screen, you get the hamburger menu, which you can click to open your page tabs or your navigation, whatever you have in your navigation, in an overlay above the whole screen. That just looks absolutely snazzy, especially when the hamburger menu becomes an X. I just want to keep clicking it over and over again, and that'll help people click around on your site because they enjoy it a little bit more. That again is the header full screen option, and that's the one we're going to go with today just because I think it looks pretty cool. Alright guys, so our homepage is done. Now we can just move on to our about page. Let's click on our hamburger menu and click to the about page. And we need to start building because there's really nothing here except for that text we put in at the beginning. Alright guys, so for our about page, we're going to design it in the same fashion as the home page. Just click edit page at the top to start. Now change that template to Elementor full width so we get the beauty of Elementor in the middle and the beauty of OceanWP at the top in the header, and click update. Next up, we just need to click the blue edit with Elementor button and it'll take us to our Elementor editor. Now we're going to click add a new template, and in the pages tab we're just going to search for about. Now we need to grab one of the about templates that Elementor has crafted specifically for, well, a lot of different types of sites. So we want one that matches our brand. And even though I really like personal page and even CV page, if you're trying to make an online resume website or a personal portfolio to get yourself hired, the one I like the most is art gallery. If we're going to do it, we might as well go big or go home. So let's click art gallery right on the thumbnail. And now let's just go for the insert. All right, very nice guys. We have the art gallery option here. And all you need to do is use the skills that we learned on the homepage editing portion to click on top of the text, or click on top of the little text and edit it. To edit an image, you can just click on the settings, which is this 6 dots icon, then click style, and it'll be one of the background images. So it's a big image here. It clearly has some settings on it that Elementor has put in for us, which we're not going to change right now, but you can really easily learn about those just by playing around with what they do to the image. To change the images beneath our hero image, just hover on top and click on the column settings, which looks like a book opened, and then click style, and then you're going to find the image again. So you can easily do that. And remember, we love using Pixabay to get free, really modern, corporate-looking images. Alright, but now that we're using this template, you'll have all these images if you want to just keep them or move them around instead. So I'm going to let you edit your own about page to your heart's content. The comments are, of course, for questions. If you get stuck editing any one particular element, or you want to move them around or make it look even more perfect, or maybe things are broken entirely, drop me a comment. I'll try to get back to you on the same day and help out. All right, let's update our About page and move on, because I know how eager you are to probably get a complete website going, and also I want to let you use your own creativity to move all this stuff around and make it look amazing. Before we leave this page though, we just need to delete the section that has our demo text that we wrote in earlier, so we can just X out of this entire section and update. All right, very cool guys. Let's click on the hamburger in the upper left and exit to dashboard. All right, let's click back to our home page. Let's check on our About page to make sure it's working. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Back to the top, and now let's click on our blog page. Now, Elementor comes with some really cool pro elements in the pro version that help you totally customize the way your blog page looks with different post types. But assuming you want to keep it free, which I know I do here, there's a simpler way to edit your blog page, which is just to add new posts to it. So let's hover on the top menu where it says new and just click post. All right, and I'm just going to call this post my journey from New York to New Zealand. And we're going to give it a category of travel blogs. Add the category. And then we're going to click edit with Elementor. Alright, so the cool thing that a lot of people don't realize about Elementor is you can use it to style individual blog posts. We can click on our add template button and now just search for blog. And Elementor has one template here for blog posts, but fortunately it looks really powerful. A lot of people haven't seen it yet, and it really can work for almost every type of blog post. So once you preview it, the blue coloring, the font, the themes of a nice bridge, and then clouds really seem to connect with people from my experience, because it just evokes hope and inspiration. So let's go ahead and grab this template by clicking insert. And now our post should be totally transformed. And there you have it. All right, so instead of writing out a blog post and wondering where to put your paragraphs, where to put your quote, where to put your images and all that, you have a fully functional blog post. All you need to do is just drop in your own amazing copywriting. I think for now I might change that image though, so it's not by Nick, it's by us. So let's click the pencil icon to edit it. Click on the image. Now I'm gonna upload files, select files. I'm just gonna look for myself. All right, so we have a nice profile pic there from Affiliate Summit East. I'm gonna insert that. There we are. And now we just need a pencil icon on the name. And that's not gonna be Nick anymore, even though Nick's probably one of the guys that worked on this theme. Thank you so much, Nick. We're just gonna publish it with our changes made. And it's gonna be the story behind Bluehost website, WP. Perfect, and update. All right, so now that we've created a new post and updated it, let's click the hamburger icon, exit to dashboard, and let's see if it works. All right, we're just gonna change the category back to travel blogs and update it. And let's see if it works, meaning if it's listed on our blog page and people can actually read it. Let's click to the home page. Now let's click the hamburger blog, cross our fingers, and it looks like the post is here. We just kind of missed it because there's no featured image. That's no problem. Just click on the post. Click edit post the old-fashioned way, not the Elementor way, because that'll give us this featured image box. Now just click set featured image. Grab yourself this beautiful image of the clouds and the bridge, set featured image, and update that post. And view post. And view blog. And we did it. Now our blog page is working. Beautiful. I think we have time, and I think we can squeeze it in if we go quickly. Hover on the skinny nav on new and click page. And now let's just type in contact. All right, and change the template to Elementor full width. And now edit with Elementor. All right, cool. Now we're just gonna click on the add template box. And here we are in the pages tab. Bring your mouse over to search and just type in contact. Let's see what Elementor has made for us for contact. Quite a lot. And the one I really like, along the theme of donuts we used earlier is just Cake Shop. And that's because Cake Shop has this beautiful Google map at the top so people can see where we live. And then of course beneath it, they have that amazing contact form. So let's insert it. And it looks like the page didn't understand we're full width yet. So let's just publish it. And I think when we refresh it, it should understand that it's a full width page. Maybe not. All right, let's go to the hamburger, exit to dashboard, and the template got reverted back. So full width and update. All right, and now just doing that, when we click view page, you can see we have this awesome contact page. Super powerful stuff. It's got this nice background layered border, like a piece of cake in the background. Sweet overlay of some pie. And the only thing that might not be working is the contact form yet. We can get that working though if we click edit with Elementor. Just scroll down to where it says say hello. And it looks like Elementor intended us to have a contact form plugin in there already, like WP Forms, for example. But I know an even easier plugin to set up, which is called Contact Form 7. We can use that to get your contact form in there. We just have to go back to the hamburger menu, exit to dashboard, click plugins, click add new, then just search for Contact Form 7, which is literally the most popular contact form plugin that everyone should try out. Install it. It's the one with the Hiroshima mountain. Activate it. Alright, now just click on settings for Contact Form 7. Click once on the shortcode which they've made for us. Copy it and now go back to the page. So pages, contact form, edit with Elementor. Super easy. Scroll down and under say hello, we just need to add ourselves another element, which is going to be a shortcode. So click on these 9 boxes to get to the element list. Scroll down and find shortcode and just drag in shortcode. Now we just need to right click and paste what Contact Form 7 gave us right there and update. Alright, and this will give someone a beautiful form to enter their information in. We just want to make sure that that text is white inside of it. Alright, so let's hover on the entire column and click on the column settings button that looks like that opening book. Now click style, typography, text color, and let's make that white. And that will change up the different headings on the contact form so that everyone can read them. Perfect, great job. Now we just need to update it and we are good to go with our contact page. Super cool, guys. I'm so proud of all of you for making all of this. So let's click on the hamburger, exit to dashboard, and let's see what we made. If we view the contact page, it looks good. It looks like a contact page and it works. About page looks good. All right, perfect for any sort of artwork you want to display. And home page, of course, like we created, looks good. There's one problem I noticed, which is that the about page and the contact page have that little bit of white space at the top, which I don't like. So let's click edit page. All right, and now under header, just get rid of the top bar by disabling it and update. And view page. And now let's go to the blog page. Edit page. Header, disable the top bar, update. I think you can put like social media icons in that top bar or like smaller links if you want, but it's just not for us right now. And then we got to get to our contact page. So I'm just going to write that in the URL bar at the top and enter. Edit page, and let's remove the top bar, of course. Header, disable top bar, and update. Alright, and last but not least, for our 10 steps to master WordPress, we are just going to add the contact page to the menu. So hover on appearance and click menus. Let's go ahead and pop in that contact page, add to menu, and just make sure the blog is the last one. Standard format, save it, and we now have a beautiful looking, fully functional WordPress website with all the necessary pages. Great job, guys. So proud of you again.